Good morning and welcome to Alpha State of Mind. I wanted to open up today's video discussing how the car feels since I've done so many modifications to it recently compared to when I got it stock. So in the last 3 weeks alone, it's gotten lowering springs, wheel spacers, cold air intake, transmission fluid, transmission filter pan, and I just wanted to kind of go over all of that because it's honestly made the car like a brand new car. It feels like a totally different beast now, which is amazing. Yeah, I wanted to talk about basically the drivability of the car since then. Obviously, avoiding potholes, trying to avoid speed bumps. When I have to take it to an alignment, you need to find a specialty shop that will do an alignment on a lowered vehicle. I had to, so on the Giulias, the rear camber arms are stock aluminum wishbones. You can't adjust them, they're unadjustable, they're just solid bar. So I had to go out and buy rear adjustable camber arms so that I could get the camber and toe in line in the rear back to OEM specs so that the tires are straight. Because obviously once you lower something, it's no longer gonna be straight, it'll be, you know, kicked out in an angle or forward, backwards. So I had to get adjustable rear arms to be able to adjust and fix the camber and toe after lowering it. Not a huge deal, it was like an extra, like, I think it was like an additional $100 for the part for both sides. So say after shipping, tax, blah, 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 $60 a piece for both rears. Not bad. But the car is like a dream now. It's so smooth. We're about to get on the highway now, so I'll give you guys kind of like a little taste of the cold air intake and the blow-off valve working together with that turbo to just give us a great sound. So we're all the way in third right now, doing 40. Six doing 90. So, but even on downshifts, you can like hear the car now, which is great. Yeah, it just makes the car so much more like present. And I went with the K&N Cold Air Intake. They were super helpful in working with me and just, you know, being a part of the build. But the part is genuinely like great. You know, everyone says, well, you're never gonna have blah 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 because heat soak and yada yada yada. You put a black plastic box in a hot engine bay for over half an hour, you're gonna have heat soak on a stock air filter regardless. So, I mean, as long as you're moving, a cold air intake will provide cold air. You know, if you're stuck sitting in traffic, yeah, you're gonna get heat soak and you're not gonna get any performance out of it. But I mean, just the sound of it. You could hear it like pulling a lot more air now, and the blow-off valve picks up a way deeper tone. It's more of like a than before. It was like on the stock air box, it was like, it was very like a sharp, like quick like hiss of air, whereas this it's more of like a because it has a lot more air to release through the valve because we're pulling more air in now. But other than that, I mean, I used to be able to put this car into turns, like hard turns, at 45 miles an hour. Tires never squealed or anything. Now I can put the car in the turns almost doing 65, 70 without getting the tires to break loose, squeal, or anything. And just the steering just feels so connected now from having it lowered. And the car also just looks amazing lowered now. It looks like how it should have came from factory. So we have that going for us. But we're gonna be able to get like a decent pull right here. We're first in line at a red light. So we'll get a decent pull here and you guys can really hear the intake. Yeah, just the intake just provides like so much more initial air for you to be able to just take off without the car feeling like it's bucking or sputtering, because I've had that happen so many times before when you're coming out of first or even second and there's not enough cold air or fresh air for the engine to push through, that it like bucks really hard, because you're trying to shift but the car doesn't have the timing on it right because there's not enough air in the mixture, or at least cold air, because hot air is very thin, so it doesn't like to go boom. And that's just one thing I've noticed. You get a better throttle response too, which is great. And then the next upcoming stuff we're doing, we got a downpipe, an exhaust, and then it's getting tuned so that with all the fresh air that it has, with the expanded exhaust, it's gonna have so much more room to be able to push out. So it'll really be able to utilize all that fresh, clean air we're throwing into it now. It'll have a place to push all that excess exhaust. Because I believe stock is only a 2-inch tube. If not, it's a 2.5. And we're gonna be upgrading to a 3-inch downpipe and a 3-inch valved exhaust. So that'll be fun. But yeah, I mean, the drivability of this car, because I daily it 50 miles a day, Monday through Friday. Just the sound of this car now, the throttle response, it's just such a better car now from doing such simple mods. And it's amazing. Like, you don't have to spend a lot to make the Giulia even better than it already is, which is great. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it there now. If you guys have any questions about any of the mods that I've done, because I've done all of them myself, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know. Put them in the comments. I'll get back to you. But other than that, stay tuned, because the next video is going to be the install of the downpipe and exhaust with a tune. So we're going to have a lot of sound clips for that. But I'll catch you guys next time.